The man has 3 championships, 2 regular season MVPs, no finals MVPs. Everyone always talks about that. And 2 scoring titles. Well, Steph was ranked 16th on the NBA's 75th anniversary team. That was in February by ESPN, while his old teammate, Kevin Durant, was ranked 12th. So you can see it all right there. Marinate on that for a moment. Curry is now the 8th player in NBA history to win multiple MVP awards and reach the finals at least 6 times. Stephen A., should a finals win move Curry past KD on the all-time list?
I have no problem with Steph Curry being moved past Kevin Durant on the all-time list if you're talking on resume, because his resume is better than Kevin Durant's. There is no denying that. But as an individual talent, even with Steph Curry being the greatest shooter God has ever created, as I said on Countdown, Kendrick Perkins, to Wilbon and Jalen Rose, who did not listen to me, this is Kevin Durant that we're talking about here. One of the most prolific scorers the game has ever seen. He is 6'11" with a 7'6" wingspan. He is a career 38% shooter from three-point range, okay? And we know he hovers around 50% from the field. A career 27-point-per-game scorer. Universally recognized as one of the best players on the planet Earth, who's upped his level defensively, okay? When you look at it from that perspective, and the fact that he is a 2-time champion, and he is a 2-time NBA Finals MVP. By the way, he's a 2-time champion and a 2-time Finals MVP on the same team that Steph Curry was on, okay? And obviously he had to go to Golden State to win that championship, so I can't forget that, because I called them out for that, because at the time, I thought it was the weakest move I'd ever seen by a superstar. I said it and I meant it. But I can't take away from the fact that despite that, his greatness is his greatness. We all know that as a player. And so when I look at it from that perspective as an individual talent, it is hard for me. Resume is no problem. Kevin Durant's resume does not compare to Steph Curry's. His decision-making about who his teammate should be, that's definitely in Steph Curry's favor. But as an individual solo talent, I can't put Steph Curry ahead of Kevin Durant. I can't do it.
Well, I can, and I did. On my list, I had Steph Curry number 12 above Kevin Durant. Matter of fact, I think I had him 11, knocking at the door of top 10. Let me tell you something about the greatest shooter that God has ever created. Not only is he the greatest shooter that God has ever created, Stephen A., I think we sit up here and don't give him enough credit for being one of the most skilled guys to ever touch the basketball. When you look at him, he has elite handle. I would put him right there in the same conversation, a tier right under Kyrie Irving. When you look at his finishing around the basket, his creativity, things to that nature, is right there with Kyrie Irving. And so when I look at Steph Curry, a 2-time MVP, unanimous, I'm talking about blowing the votes out the water. When I look at a guy like that, a generational talent who has changed the game of basketball forever, who made it okay for guys like Trae Young to take over a Hawks franchise and come in and be the best version of himself at 6'2". But here's the thing. Let me throw something out there at you, Stephen A. When it comes down to guys winning multiple MVPs, multiple scoring titles, multiple championships, all under their resume, it's 4 guys in NBA history that names come to mind that's in the record book. Steph Curry, Michael Jordan, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Wilt Chamberlain. Let me say something else to you. Steph Curry is the most efficient 20-point-per-game scorer in NBA history. That includes centers and all. The most efficient. And then you want to know something else, and we just talk about his shooting? Let's talk about what he does inside the three-point line. Do you know over his career, Steph Curry has a higher field goal percentage than Karl Malone, who's a power forward, who did a lot of pick and popping, pick and rolling, dunks and paint touches. Do you know how hard that is?
I'm not surprised at all. You're talking to the wrong guy when you bring up Karl Malone. I respect Karl Malone profoundly, but that's a bad example.
I'm not done. Okay, well, I'll give you a better example. Do you know that Steph Curry has a career, he has a career his field goal percentage is higher. His 2-point field goal percentage is higher than Akeem Olajuwon for his career. Did you know that? Did you know that?
I did not.
Okay,
I did not know that, but I'm not surprised.
Why is you not surprised, Stephen? Hey, listen. For a point guard or / combo guard to have a higher percentage than a power forward and a center is beyond crazy. Like, we're talking about guys who get paint touches on the regular. We're talking about guys who are dunking the basketball in the paint. Right here, little 5 or 6 footers. And they're 7 feet tall. We're talking about a guy that is 6'2" at the point guard position who has a higher field goal percentage. So with that being said, he's already above Kevin Durant.
Let me respond to that because, first of all, let me say I'm being dead serious here. Let me say this. I appreciate that knowledge that you just dropped. I truly, truly do. I'm not throwing no shade on what you're saying. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.